Unprofessional Movie Reviews. This is Mark, this is Billy, and we're reviewing The Hateful Eight. It's Quentin Tarantino's new movie. Before we move on, please click like, please click subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and leave a comment. I would love to have commenters. Commenters are really cool.
Also, like us on the Facebooks and follow us on the Twitters.
The Facebook at Unprofessional Movie Reviews. The Twitters is official UMR. Capital U, capital M, capital R. And, okay, the way this works is we give you a quick little synopsis, small little synopsis about what this movie's about without dropping any spoilers. And then we talk specifically, again, without dropping any major spoilers, our positives and our negatives of this movie. And we're trying to do it rather quick this time, because we make really long videos. So,
it's very true.
Okay, Billy is now going to tell you a little synopsis.
Okay, so it's very recently post-Civil War in the winter in Wyoming. A dangerous felon is being transported by a bounty hunter when they come across another bounty hunter. And they end up hauled up in a cabin for the weekend with some suspicious individuals, and they themselves are also suspicious. That's the plot.
There you go. It's kind of it turns into kind of a whodunit. At least that's how it was advertised in the trailers.
It's not that much of a whodunit.
It's not too much of a whodunit.
It's a very quick whodunit part.
Yeah, but it's a pretty awesome whodunit part.
The exposition of this movie in total.
Yeah. I'm going to get a cast list up so we don't butcher any names.
Yeah, because I was sitting there going Mary Louise Parker the whole time.
Yeah, and it is not Mary Louise Parker.
Not even close.
The main, or not the main, we got Kurt Russell as the Hangman, and then you got Samuel Jackson, which I know we're going to be talking about him again, and then we have Jennifer Jason Leigh as the felon. The bounty. Now, and then a couple people here and there, and we'll get into that. I'm going to type
Jennifer Jason Leigh?
Jennifer Jason Leigh.
That's her name?
Yeah.
Is she married to Jason Leigh?
No. No. Jennifer Jason Leigh was the, I believe she was the Dirty Dancer. I'm almost 100% sure on that. Is that her? Is that
Dirty Dancing?
Yeah. Is that Jennifer Jason Leigh? Oh, wait. No. She's not Dirty Dancer. She's, Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh.
That's who she is. She hasn't done a movie in a long time in Tarantino in very Tarantino fashion, just like when he's with people.
Brought in somebody.
Swooped.
Yeah.
Like he Travolta'd her.
Yeah.
And I think that we can start talking about the positives right away.
She's great.
She's amazing.
She sold the shit out of that part.
She's so subtle, and then she just a foul-mouthed piece of shit.
Yeah.
But at the end, there's a monologue with her that I'm like, and she looks so nasty, and she's covered in blood, and she's all beat up, and I'm going, because I'm so glued to the screen, but I don't want to be, because she's so brutalized.
Also, I love the parts when she's idle. Like, when she's sitting at the table, and she's just, like, trying to look not suspicious, so she's trying to play it natural. So she's like,
oh, yeah, no, it's perfect. Like, she's adorable in the disgusting way.
Yeah. No, she, like, her idle bits, too, she sells those just as well. Samuel Jackson chops. Damn.
Yeah, this is probably since Pulp Fiction the first time Samuel Jackson gave me the willies.
Right, no, the thing I loved about him, this is the most complex character I've seen him play in a long time.
In a long time.
Because he's a very layered, complex character. He has a moment where he's talking and opening up to this old Civil War general, and it was like, damn! Like, I love that moment.
There's a monologue, a really long monologue. We're not going to get into it, but there's a really nice long monologue. Think of the goosebumps you got during Pulp Fiction when he reads the Bible verse for like 6 minutes.
Yeah, and to the nth degree, much worse.
Oh,
so great.
So good. Also, a shout out to Walton Goggins. He's in quite a few things.
Yep.
He's always been an okay character actor. I think he stole at least a few of the scenes.
Definitely.
This dude's good.
Yep.
And he never got any credit before. I didn't even know his name. I recognized his face, and I never really knew his name, and now I'm glad I do.
Mm-hmm.
Walton Goggins. And then we got pretty much, and there's Damien Butch here as Bob the Mexican.
Yeah.
I'm going to lump him in with a lot of the others, with Tim Roth. In my opinion, the supporting cast is strong as all the other cast. No one is the main character in this movie. Damien.
Okay.
Yeah. Bitchier. Yeah. I know he's New Zealand. There's a lot of stuff. He was in Blow. He played Pablo Escobar in Blow with one scene that was really powerful. But anyways, they all did, in my opinion, everyone, this ensemble cast did great.
Yeah. Absolutely. Even the characters who were only in like a few scenes.
Yeah.
Sold it.
There's a character they bring in towards the end, the blonde girl.
New Zealander.
The New Zealander. She was awesome in that one little bit. Tarantino can get performances out of people that he's up there with getting performances out of people with Scorsese and with Alejandro. He can just rip performances out of actors.
And just to move things along, we've talked about performances. We can move on.
We can move right on.
Brilliant performances. Let's talk about cinematography. This movie was shot on 70mm.
It's beautiful.
And I believe it was the last reel of 70mm that was prepared by IMAX, I want to say.
Yep, that's what I was
And I also heard that Star Wars was the last 40mm that was assembled by IMAX. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, obviously.
Okay.
Beautiful. It didn't have that film grain you normally get from something that's shot on a more traditional medium. It was a kind of a negative for me until I saw these beautiful sweeping shots. All the snow.
They do so much with such a bad landscape with these snowy mountains, but you would think that you're looking at a beach. It is so beautiful. And then with your 70mm, they're in a cabin. They're in a haberdashery the whole time. You don't need 70mm, but you don't regret having 70mm for this cabin. This cabin's lived in.
It makes me excited for Revenant with all natural lighting.
Oh yeah, no, this ties. If Revenant didn't exist, this cinematographer would have an Oscar this year. Yeah. If Revenant didn't exist, which they might still beat out Revenant. I don't think so, but it's possible. I think and then moving on, I know you're probably going to bring it up. The score of this movie is phenomenal.
Yep.
In my opinion,
I agree.
Absolutely,
I'm going to bring it up again in my negatives though.
Okay, that's cool. But I think with the opening shot, we got this really beautiful opening shot of this cross, and it zooms out really, really slow in a Tarantino manner. And you get this bass of this whatever instrument it is, and I'm just I am so in. I haven't seen anything yet. I only heard and saw a snowy cross, and I'm glued. And it's because of the score. Yeah. The score did that to me. Yep. And that's what the score is there for.
I will say that the plot for this movie, without spoiling anything, is fantastic. Lots of great twists and turns and bang moments. But that being said, I do not think it's going to sell as well the second time around watching it, because we know everything already.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to, though. It doesn't need to. I like movies with rewatch value.
Yep.
This one has a little bit of rewatch value because you're going to go back and see a lot of foreshadowing that you didn't notice the first time around. I'm
not going to go back for the story. I'm going to go back to just watch the performances.
Right.
And just see how amazing this movie is. Because I really like this movie.
Moving on to negatives.
Negatives. You brought it up immediately, and it started to grow on me a lot. You brought up Jennifer Jason Leigh's purple...
Big fake
black eye. And I turned to him, and I'm like, he's doing a rip-on spaghetti western. I think they purposely made that. Then why did he make everything else look so realistic and lived in? And then that eye stuck out so bad. It's literally... It's like when you watch a movie where there's nothing but practical effects and then a big CGI blob walks by.
You mean like the Star Wars prequels?
Like Star Wars prequels. Or Star Wars now.
Star Wars.
Episode 7.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I was saying 4 through 6.
So, the one little detail they didn't put so much, because, again, the set and everything is so thought up and so perfect, and that blue eye stands out like a blue eye, and that it took me out of scenes. A blue eye did. It took me out of scenes.
I didn't like certain parts of the score. There's that scene where they're putting up the stakes so they can run the line to the outhouse. That was
you would have thought they were running away from an earthquake.
Right.
It was like
it was a very and with weird screeching over the top, like
I was waiting for somebody to die.
Right. It reminded me a little bit of There Will Be Blood, because it has moments like that too. But it's very Tarantino. He does stuff like that.
Yeah.
That part took me out of it, and there are other moments like it. That's just the one that sticks out the most for me. But,
and it did that. I lost. Yeah. He lost me on that scene. These are very nitpicky because this movie is really good.
Yes.
And then another thing, and I know this is going to be the dumbest negative for a Tarantino, but talky. It's very, very talky, and you want that, but I don't like getting spoon-fed exposition.
Right.
And this was brutal.
Yes.
He's like, don't you know that guy? That guy did this and this and this and this. We ain't going to show you any of it, but let me tell you for another 5 minutes. And this guy, oh, you don't know about this guy? He did this and this and this and this. Show me fucking something.
Yeah.
Like, it got a little too tough.
I'm going to agree and disagree with that point.
Okay.
Because
it's not a huge negative.
It could have been done just as well with visual elements, but it is a very talky movie. I'll give you that for sure.
And then,
but I liked it. I liked the conversation because the dialects are what really sold it for me.
Oh, yeah.
Random British guy was weird. Especially because he
New
put on a posh accent for people. So, I'm sorry that. There's a character in it who has 2 different accents.
Yep.
I'm just gonna say that. And that part was weird for me.
And that's Tim Roth, who's really good. I think that he laid on the Christopher Waltz a little too much.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I love Christopher Waltz and I love Tim Roth. Tim Roth is up there with Steve Buscemi as my favorite part of Reservoir Dogs. Yeah. I think Mr. Orange steals the part of the movies that he's in. But Tim Roth did seem a little like he was like channeling Christoph Waltz just a little too much.
Yes, my friends, this is what we will do, and then we will go to a party.
But did you notice the homage to himself? Let's sit and have a pipe together, and let's do piping. Yeah. And I was like, hey, you're like hinting at Inglourious Basterds. That was cool. Yeah. I like that.
And then other negatives. Oh, it's a very long movie. Didn't need to be that long.
It didn't.
I don't regret sitting for the 3 hours. It was great.
It was a good 3 hours.
Does not need to be that long.
And they don't need to cut any of the story, and they don't need to cut anything. Maybe the 3-minute long shots of horses running they could have cut.
Yeah,
2 minutes.
I mean, yeah, it was great to sell you on the 70mm right away.
It was beautiful.
One of the issues I have is sometimes you can have characters that have the words like they know everybody's hanging on their every word, so they draw out their sentences. Teabag from Prison Break is a brilliant example of this. But when every character has at least 10 moments like that, you're like, okay, pick up the pace. You can talk faster, and I felt that a lot during this movie.
And then that. It's a really good movie. I'm going to state that one more time. I know because I looked at his sheet on accident, I'm going to be grading this movie higher than him, and I am not regretting it, and it's not because I'm a Tarantino fanboy, which I am. It's because we could only find a little bit of scenes that we can nitpick. It wasn't like, all the score, all of this. This is a really well put together movie, and I hope just because of its violence, and it's violent as fuck, I hope not because of its violence and its excessive use of the N-word, because Tarantino loves having actors call Samuel L. Jackson the N-word to his face. It's just one of Tarantino's things. I really hope that it doesn't get looked by as another Tarantino, and it just gets looked by as one of his better. Because I think this is one of his better.
And one last thing I want to say before I give my rating. I don't understand why it's called Hateful Eight.
Yeah, me neither.
8 out of 10, Johnny Rabs. 8 out of 10, Johnny Rabs.
Perfect. 8 out of 10. I'm going 9 out of 10 balls being shot. Because
Inglourious Basterds.
Yeah, a lot of people like to shoot balls off
Say
now.
goodbye to your Nazi balls.
Yeah, no, balls get shot in Tarantino movies.
That's great.
Okay, 9.5, 8.5. Wow, 8. Sorry, 9 and 8. Not even halves. 9 and 8. That's him giving an 8's like me giving a 9.
Yeah.
He doesn't give any. You don't give a lot of 9s.
I think that's the highest rating I've given a movie on the UMR.
And that's it. And then we're going to state again, just because we gave this movie a higher rating than other movies doesn't mean that we personally like it more, because I think I like Star Wars more than this. And I think when I do my top 10, Star Wars might be higher than this. But this is a really good movie. Star Wars has flaws that this doesn't. And it's as simple as that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
So, go see Star Wars again.
Go see Star Wars again. Check out Hateful Eight. Remnant's coming out in a week. And we're going to be doing some top 10 videos for end of the year soon whenever we have the chance. Bye!